Hi, and welcome back to your Wednesday Akashic Records reading. My name is Kirsten. I'm an Akashic Records channel, and I'm here in the records for you today to see what wants to come through in support of your week. And I have a feeling that we're continuing on this carnival ride, this circus ride, because doesn't life just feel like a damn circus right now? It really does. It really does. And so without further ado, let us jump into the Akashic Records for you. Okay, and this week it is the merry-go-round. The merry-go-round. How much are you in your looping thoughts? How much are you revisiting lessons over and over? This is what this is about, this looping. And when we've been on different merry-go-rounds, right? They're all set to go for a particular amount of rounds, a particular amount of cycles, a particular amount of time before they stop and you get off the ride. You don't go in perpetuity. You eventually exit this merry-go-round. And it's like you pay your token. It's almost like your soul signed up for this lesson. You choose the horse or the animal that you're going to ride on this merry-go-round. It's like, I see a unicorn, I see a Pegasus, I see a bear, I see a dragonfly, I see a frog, I see a sheep. You choose the animal, you ride around on this merry-go-round, and it goes around and around until you learn the lesson. And sometimes one ride is enough. You go around a certain number of revolutions and you're looping, you learn your lesson, you get off the ride and you leave. And other times you feel like you need to have another go. So you put in another coin, pay for another ticket and get right back on that ride. And they're saying that, sometimes that's necessary, but to be very mindful of how many times you're getting back on this ride. Is it because of habit? Is it because you really love to be in that process of learning lessons and you're not necessarily recognizing that you're done with it, or you're afraid to move on to the bigger ride, right? You're afraid to move on to the roller coasters. You're afraid to move on to the swings, to the giant slide, the ones that, to the one that pulls you up to the top and then plummets you down. You're afraid to move to those. So you stick with the merry-go-round, almost like they're saying it's like some of the lessons are so elementary. You've gone through it so many times before and you're outgrowing the ride. Others, it will be new lessons on this ride, and so you will need to return to it. But they're saying to stop returning to the lessons that you've already learned. You just keep riding it over and over, going in these circles, in these circles, in these circles, and you're not recognizing when it's time to move on. They're saying it's time to move on. It feels like there's several lessons that you've been really tying up with a neat bow. I see the tying up with the bow. And you're ready to move on, but you're not ready to take that first step on your own. It's almost like you're waiting for the ride to break, so you have no choice but to move on. And the other image that they're showing me is, you as a kid on a road trip in the back of the car. And it's just like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Well, you can't be there yet if you keep going around in circles. You have to stop and get off the ride. And the second piece they're showing me about the are we there yet, notice also the merry-go-round doesn't have a destination. You keep thinking you're going to get to this destination, but it's going around in a circle, and then you have to get off and walk to the destination and enjoy that journey. And when you're in that car and you just keep saying, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And you're concentrating on this destination versus taking that walk, taking that journey, or in the car, reading a book, creating art, doing, playing a game. something that will help you enjoy that journey. And notice that when you do that, the time flies much more quickly. I hope that makes sense. I don't know why they're mixing metaphors today, but we're going with it. Because it just feels like there's this looping, thinking we're ending up at a destination, and we're not. There's the conscious decision to get off that ride and move forward on your own, walking towards another ride or walking out of the carnival altogether. You may just be tired of it. Because right now it feels like this, the circus and the carnival, whatever we want to call it, it's like that similar energy of illusion, not necessarily getting anywhere. Sometimes there's lessons to be learned and there's like events to be seen. Like it feels like a spectacle, it feels like some chaos, it feels like some entertainment. But it's a shadow of real life. It also feels like this fear to be in your own life because it may not feel as exciting as being on these rides, as seeing these games, as seeing these illusions. And I see you walking out of the carnival, and it's surrounded by beautiful nature. And when you first walk out, it's almost like this dopamine high. You come down from it because you've been so like jazzed by the circus. I don't know the other word for it, but you're just like, it's just this energy that's been almost carrying you along. And you haven't been trusting that the energy can be a lot more calm. That you can be in nature and you can just stop. You can be in a more quiet life and you can just start to appreciate what is around you. Because with all of the noise from the circus and carnival, you can't hear the birds sing, you can't hear the wind through the trees. It feels like this loss of this appreciation for the quiet life because society is telling us that the noisy life, the flashy objects, the illusions, the distractions, it's like those do feed a certain energy and excitement. It's like getting off of the screen, right? You're on your phone all day and you're scrolling. Maybe not all day, but like you're scrolling, right? You're scrolling, you're looking for the next dopamine hit. It's almost like they want you to put all of that down and just go sit outside for a while. Reconnect with that quietness. Because the more you do that, the less you're going to need the dopamine hit, that chaotic energy, the circus, the illusion, the distraction. And yes, you may return to it sometimes. We're only human. And sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's needed in the moment. Sometimes there's a lesson to be learned. But it feels like this shift from that as your baseline over to this baseline of peace and calm and appreciating the more mundane parts of life, the parts that you think are mundane but are really quite beautiful. And that's what's coming through today. I would love to hear what resonates with you below. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. And if you've been here with me every week, thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to go into your own Akashic record, to start to ask questions, to start to uncover these next steps on your path, uncover soul gifts, just start to reconnect with that inner guidance, that inner compass, DM me and let's chat. I'd love to support you. Again, thank you for being here every week, and I'll see you next week. Have a beautiful day.